with it. They were pouring lighter fluid all down the walls, and there was like flames coming down.
Everyone was
Oh nah, lads, y'all bugging. Flames coming down, lighter fluid, y'all just living y'all best life. Nah. Yo, lads, we gotta do something like that. Safe though, right?
breaking out, like they put them
Shout out, shout out, shout out to the laddie lads. Hold on. Shout out to the lads. Shout out to the members. Make sure you get at that membership. All right, members get videos first. Now listen. I'm into this whole Sydney scene, alright? Sydney nightlife scene. Spain Yanders did a video. It was a dope vlog. He did it at night. He actually inspired me. I'm going to take you guys to Times Square one day with me at night. It's going to be a dope vibe. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Anyway, I say that to say, I was like, yo, guys, where's the clubs? Where's the party scenes? Where's the nightclubs? And one of the lads was like, they hit me up like, yo, TT, it ain't the same no more. We don't have much nightclubs since like the 80s. So then another lad hit me up and was like, yo, TT, you got to look at some real 90s or 80s Sydney's nightclub scene. So I came across this video. So W to both of the lads for putting me on. W to all the members. Get at that membership. It starts at $1. Now, if I'm not worth $1, lads, just say that. That's gonna hurt my feelings if you say that. So get at that membership, all right? There's a little warning here. It says Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander viewers are warned that the following video contains images of deceased persons. May they rest in peace. Let's get to it. Time.
Imagine owning
Damn, mellow.
a property like that with a view like that.
One of the first impressions I had, my God, he's like 100 miles an hour. And I thought, is he on some kind of upper?
He got around in his Rolls Royce or his hot rod.
And he made a lot of friends and he made a lot of enemies.
Kids growing up in Redfern, we weren't used to people coming in and saying, come down and paint my place and I'll pay you.
Fame, that's the main goal, fame.
They're not artists, they're criminals in the making.
British expats, designer drugs, and acid house. Go back 40 years to the
Yo, designer drugs? What's considered a designer drug? Drop a comment, put me on.
late 80s, and you might be surprised to hear that Sydney was once known as the dance capital of the world. While many young
What? Sydney was once known as a dance capital of the world? Yo, shout out to the lads. Shout out Sydney.
DJs were behind the movement, and heir to $1 million meat market, Tony Spanos created the Graffiti Hall of Fame. But in the early 2000s, after being hit with multiple court cases that led Tony into bankruptcy, the Graffiti Hall of Fame was shut down. With Sydney now known as a ghost town for nightlife, we wanted to explore its legacy.
Hello.
Julie.
Hi, Tony.
Hey,
Nice to
there you
meet
go.
you.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Tony Spanos. I describe myself as a 5'3" Greek kangaroo. Well, I grew up in Vaucluse, which is a pretty expensive area back in the day and still is. Grew up in the meat business and I always wanted to be a race car driver. So I took off to America for a few $1,000s and with my mouth took my way into the steering wheel of a NASCAR.
He'll be one of the world's greatest race drivers and coming from Australia.
I wanted to show up a little bit, but I wanted to bring the car home, you know?
I came back thinking, I want to help all the kids in Redfern because I was disappointed in seeing them on the gutters.
He had a lot of contacts, you know, because of where he came from.
Tony had all these connections with all these big names, yeah.
Sydney was quite a bit of a wild playground, remembering there was no mobile phones.
Yo, lads, let me find out y'all were trapping like the 80s. Well, this was the 80s. Let me find out y'all was lit in the 80s and 90s. That's what's up.
There was no internet, there was no police cameras.
It was just a meatworks, an amazing canvas for guys like me to paint.
We spread like viral around the schools and the kids, and they were just turning up by the drones.
The first rave there was 1991, so everyone could go and just enjoy the music, enjoy the vibe, and enjoy the spirit.
Every 40 had 100 friends.
This was kind of like the first place where everyone was kind of included.
It was mind-blowing. It was like a cathedral of artwork.
First off, you see all the graffiti on there, then you see the old combi vans or the old punch buggies there.
Preparation would start at 7 in the afternoon. It's like coming to the gym to do your exercise dance in the morning with the sun coming up.
Those parties were pretty mad, we couldn't believe that we could get away with it. They were pouring lighter fluid all down the walls and there was like flames coming down.
Oh nah, lads, y'all bugging. Flames coming down, lighter fluid, y'all just living y'all best life. Nah. Yo, lads, we gotta do something like that. Safe though. right?
Breaking out, like they couldn't believe, like, you know, that Tone owned it, like you owned that building.
I never knew any of their real names. I don't know where they lived.
Underground Resistance actually played there.
It gave kids like myself a little bit of an outlet to kind of escape from that like harsh realities. There weren't many opportunities when you grew up in Redfern.
And most of the kids that turned up, they'd already been through the ringer of life. They'd been damaged. I couldn't damage them anymore. I'm seeing everything I own, my ferries, my cars, my properties, all going in front of my eyes by being generous to the young people on the street, disadvantaged children and troubled youth.
It's not always easy to tell with Tony which stories are true and which ones might be slightly exaggerated.
Yeah, well, the movie Days of Thunder was 99%.
Yeah, now he be dramatic.
Me and my girlfriend Sandy, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman saw me as some sort of rival that I might make.
Yo, Tom Cruise is a weird guy, man. I was watching that Patrick CC video on him about him and Scientology. Yo, drop a comment if you guys want me to do reaction videos on Patrick CC videos, because I actually watch his videos all the time. And I just was like, this is a weird guy, man. Well, I think the whole thing is a little, let me not disrespect nobody, but I mean, what y'all think?
Make fame before the release of the movie, and that was the end of my career, so I came back.
At one point, he says the movie Yes Man was probably made about his life. But one thing we do know about Tony for sure is that his money and influence in the local community helped a lot of underserved kids.
Yeah, Graffiti Hall of Fame was diverse in every possible way. And with the local First Nation kids from the block, they were really important to me. Bibi!
First time.
Hey! Champion! Hey, you're looking younger for a grandma.
Marvina and her family met Tony when she was just a kid. Tony would go on to sponsor her brother's rugby teams, try and organise trips for an all-star team to the US.
Now, see, that's using your blessings for good, man. W him, man. That's the type of shit I want to do. That's how I be questioning God. Like, do you not want me to help people? Because, you know, you give me some money, that's what I'm going to do. Unless maybe he just not done working on me yet. I don't know, lads. What y'all think?
US, and in general, hand out the cash in his pockets to anyone that asked.
And the wider community didn't like him because he was supporting, you know, the local people, not only Aboriginal people, but all nationalities, you know. His family disowned him for it, you know.
I think she was pretty young. I don't know. He came to Graffiti Hall of Fame once and sat outside when some boys were doing graffiti on the wall. I got cranky because it wasn't our wall.
I think I was about 10.
10 or something.
Yeah, the boys, 9.
Yo, graffiti is a real thing in Aussie, man. I watched a few graffiti like y'all legends, so that's dope. I like that, and I'm big on graffiti too. I did a few graffiti vlogs for y'all. Y'all ain't even look at it, but it's alright, lads. Y'all gonna get at them vlogs eventually.
And David would have been,
that's right,
something like that.
While the Graffiti Hall of Fame was a safe haven for the partiers, the graffers, the local kids, Tony was often in trouble with the police and the local council. They'd come knocking at his door, looking to shut the parties down, and soon he was taken to court.
Kids, I thought they were maybe going to bump me off. You know?
Bump you off? Like,
bump me off, yeah.
They kill you?
Yeah. Because I was such a nuisance.
I think the police had come a few times and negotiations had broken down. They just wanted to come in and just stop it. So the police gathered en masse. They shut the whole of Botany Road. Their plan was to get everyone in the rave out on the street, just flush the place out. So they came in, they fought their way through the crowd with torches, and they went upstairs, they shut the top sound system down. No music, but people...
Goddamn dogs, damn coppers, lads, the coppers.
People weren't moving, they just stayed there.
And I put a chain around and locked them out because they didn't have a warrant. True. So they used a bolt cutter to get in without a warrant. And I put them onto citizen's arrest because they're pulling out wiring out of the sound systems illegally. They grabbed me in a headlock and took me to jail. There was one issue ever, and it was a kid that parents were drug dealers from Parramatta or somewhere on the run. He escaped from the police that day. Had a gun. He found that there was a party on at our place that night.
Yeah, some guy climbed over a fence and got shot in the butt.
This place is harassed us. Even when we were there, we've seen it all ourselves, you know, and he wasn't doing nothing. We're just there trying to keep everyone safe, keep them off the streets.
Like they were trying to shut it down, and Tony just kept trying until the final appeal in the Supreme Court. He was being pushed out by politics. He lost the appeal and...
Yeah, man. So y'all had a lit nightlife until, but there's always a reason why shit get cut down, man. But that one incident, man, I feel like if the cops would have got more involved and kept it safe, everything would have been cool, man. Damn, man.
Graffiti Hall of Fame was over. You know, people saw that as a commercial opportunity, not only in the property value, but as in the actual parties as a commercial business. So it became a whole new era. It was sad because he'd put so much his heart and soul into the place. And then to have it shut down, you know, all he did was try and bring good times and joy and helping people get a foot up in the industry. And I said, okay, you know, as much as I love Tony Spanos, you know, I kind of disconnected and I just followed the music, so we went bush.
So it was getting to the point where I was losing everything over the parties and the kids and the graffiti and the environmental activism, and it was a race. Who's going to get the rest of my money? The judges and the courts and the lawyers, or the kids?
Tony tells us these days that he's lost almost all his money to the Graffiti Hall of Fame. Even today, he's still embroiled in a court case around his boat shed that sits on Sydney Harbour.
It cost me 20 years of my life and $8 million.
Despite that, he's still optimistic about the future. We decided to take Tony.
See, somebody should give him some money to invest in a new business to make it more safe and bring back the Graffiti Hall of you know, the 90s rave and all that stuff.
Tony back to where it all started.
I haven't been back here again. I don't like it.
Will you be in the Graffiti Hall of Fame right now?
Yeah, we'd be in it now. See, there's the wall. There is one there, look.
Oh,
there it is. We'd be over here dancing. That wall was graffiti all the way along, all the way around.
You see what they do, man? They do that in my city too, man. Now that I'm back in Brooklyn, I'm home, I'm looking around, like, this don't even look like the same no more, bro. Got all these fancy buildings and all that. They're trying to get rid of us.
The ground was painted. That's Demote painted that one over there. This one here, Fractured Woman, with a bullet through it. 1990, 30 years, 33 years. This is it.
This was a dance floor?
That was huge. This is where we used to dance.
It's kind of hypocritical that they kept it after
all those years.
Yeah.
You think they would have rolled it out when they painted? They were so probably stingy when they built it with a grey paint, they didn't roll it out. I'm really happy to see that they left it. You know, it's really funny. It's actually hilarious that they left it.
I'm surprised they left it. They make it look a little ghetto. But yo, lads, W video, W suggestion.